Welcome back to Where is the Money? So I'm sure you heard by now the government has officially shut down. Now, what does this mean for the economy? What does it mean for the money? What does it mean for the federal jobs? What does it mean for all of these different aspects of the government that we depend on every day? So what is the real reason Donald Trump would not make a deal with the Democrats for the spending bill? Well, a few people got some theories here.
Figured out Trump's little secret, and he's going to try to pull it off right in front of us. Now, I don't know if he's going to let the government shut down, but if he does, I know he's not going to lose a wink of sleep over it, because the Bureau of Labor Statistics just released a 73-page report on what they'll do if the government shuts down. And in that 73-page report was the news that they will not release a September jobs report on Friday if the government is shut down. Also won't release weekly unemployment claims. And in the middle of October, if the government's still shut down, they won't release inflation data either. And on top of that, they're going to stop collecting data from employers the whole time, which would virtually guarantee October's report is corrupted and incomplete, not unlike every sentence out of Trump's mouth. And the timing really couldn't be better because a major job market researcher just announced that seasonal hiring is the lowest it's been since 2009, which, if you recall, was a catastrophic recession. And of course, everyone knows the job market is trash because of Donald Trump's tariffs and the nonstop chaos in the economy when all employers want is stability. But Trump wants to hide from it because if you don't count it, it isn't real. Just like back in 2020, when a whole ship full of passengers who were sick desperately needed a dock so that the passengers could find a hospital. Trump didn't want him to dock here, not because he was worried about getting doctors sick, but because he didn't want to count 14 cases. Because really, when it comes down to it, that is all we are to people like Trump. Numbers. If we're good, he claims them, and if they're bad, he either hides from it or blames us for it. Unfortunately for Trump, because we live in the real world, not in mansions with golden ballrooms, we don't need the BLS to tell us it's terrible. All we have to do is ask ourselves one question. Is Trump still the president? We see you, Donald, and we'll see you at the midterms.
Is that right, Trump? Is it all about the BLM numbers? You don't want them numbers to come in low again? Is it about making sure you don't look too bad because of the economy is not doing as great as you're selling it to us, the people? This person says yes. A lot of people disagree, but it's debatable. But what we do know for sure is things is not looking great. Democrats blame the Republicans blame the Democrats. You know the game. In the meantime, federal workers in agencies are not getting paid, and some are expected to still come to work regardless of not receiving a check. And in this economy, that's kind of a problem.
A shutdown could lead to the furlough and firing of a large number of federal workers. There are some deemed essential that will still work unpaid, such as active duty U.S. military service members, law enforcement agents, air traffic controllers, TSA officers, Border Patrol and immigration enforcement agents, and customs officers. Some economic analysts estimate a shutdown could cost the economy about $7 billion a week. Congressional reporter Tarian Small is on Capitol Hill. Tarian, what's the immediate impact of federal workers and service members?
Jesse, quite a few of those service members and employees will see an impact when it comes to their wallets. That's because during the shutdown, they won't be able to get paid. They're foregoing that paycheck. And for many of them, they're still forced to work. Others will be furloughed, like you mentioned. This is happening concurrently with a guidance from the Office of Personnel Management saying that Trump's plan, President Trump's administration's plan to undergo what they're calling a reduction in force, so mass firing to these agencies, will move forward. How that works is a bit tricky during a government shutdown, but ultimately, if fired during this period, that's a 60-day clock or timer that starts before that firing goes forward and is made permanent. Those who are fired will still be paid, receive back pay. But again, it's the finality of this that could really impact quite a few employees working for the government.
Now, the administration sent out some guidance in the event of a shutdown. Now, normally, if there's a shutdown, employees get furloughed temporarily until everything is reset. They come across a spending bill that they agree on, and then they're reinstated, possibly with back pay. Okay, that's normal circumstances. But now Trump is saying, listen, we wanted to get rid of them to begin with, so this is perfect. When they go into shutdown, we will permanently cut all of these federal workers to the tune of 100,000 employees. That's a steep number.
So the government officially shut down this morning, 12:01 a.m. And I was gonna come on here and yap about why they shut down and, you know, why the two sides couldn't come together and why they sat in the Capitol for hours and still got nowhere. But you know what? Like, it's really not even about that. It's about the fact that the U.S. federal government and anybody who works under it is either gonna get furloughed or they're not gonna get their paychecks, bro. We're working for free under Donald Trump of all people. Like, let that shit really sink in, bro. You're signing up to fight for your country. You're signing up to defend for your country. I know people who are getting deployed for this country. And they're not coming to an agreement on a bill because they don't want to fucking extend Obamacare. Like, this shit is crazy. You're telling me you're still backing this dude Trump after all this shit that's happening. And now we're sitting in a government shutdown since almost 7 years. And guess what? He was in term then too. What does this mean? The signs are here, people. Like, what? Open your eyes, bro. This shit really pisses me off. Like, why are we sitting here debating this? Trump is a terrible fucking president. And I, for one, think this is absolutely insane, bro. Like, people can barely make it to work on a regular paycheck. What makes you think that in this economy, in this fucking high-priced economy this year, people can survive on no money? Like, the last time this shit happened under Trump, federal workers had to call in sick, couldn't make it to work because they couldn't afford childcare. They couldn't afford gas to make it to work, bro. Gas, man. Bro, today you have to pay at least $50 fucking to fill up half your tank. So what do you think's gonna happen? Fried. I just saw a TikTok by Ned Lamont. So if you live in Connecticut, I mean, I guess you're still good. You're safe for now. I mean, as long as if the government stays shut down, who knows how this could affect us in the long run. But short term, at least, I know Ned Lamont and CT is backing its residents and trying to keep its government funded things still alive while the government even is shut down.
We heard the political side, and we're hearing a little bit of the monetary and economic side, but what about the person affected by the layoffs? What does it look like from their perspective on dealing with something like this? Let's see.
Remember I told you I got laid off in November 2024. It took me until May 2025 to find a job. It took me to mid-July 2025 to start the job, and now it is September 30th, 2025, the day before the fiscal year closes and ends, and the government may shut down. And I have found out that I probably won't have a job or getting paid at least until the government opens back up. So not only did I have to deplete all of my savings to survive for the continuous months that they did not want to hire Black women or fund contracting, I finally got a job, finally almost got back financially stable. Now I have no clue what is going to happen tomorrow. We've been working from home for the past week because I work in finance. So the last week of the FY is always an upsurge of work. I just asked my manager, what is the plan? And he doesn't know. I asked my company program manager, what is the plan? She doesn't know, but my company sent out a PR memo saying that if the government shuts down, we do not get paid from our contract, we don't continue to work, then we can take up to 80 hours in a negative PTO to cover our salary. Hopefully the government shutdown doesn't last over 80 hours, because after that, I don't know, I have to take LWOP and not get paid or to get back paid. So now it's 4:30, 30 minutes before the close of business, the last day of the FY. I have no fucking clue what's going to happen for my financial future.
So based on what we know so far, is not only about the politics, it's not only about the spending that isn't going to the agencies that we depend on, it's not only about the federal workers getting laid off, adding to an already damaged economy, not only those spending dollars that is not coming from those federal workers that would be spent in the economy, helping it grow, is not going out as well. So all in all, this is not a good thing for everybody involved, whether you're in Congress or not, even as the everyday individual, it's gonna affect your life and your pocketbook. So what do you make of this? Put your comments below. Let's talk about it. This is Where is the Money? Talk to you soon.